best.
Greatest thrill you'll ever go through. But I think this moment was brought about Thursday before the game, where Russ Grimm, who's never won a coin toss for us ever when he's been a captain of the football team, all of a sudden wins a coin toss, and we as the offense get to be introduced, which makes it even more worthwhile. And you really can't say the feelings that are going through a player's mind when they're introduced in this football field.
I'll tell you one feeling. Don't fall down when you're running out there.
I think on the turf was even tougher, because you stub,
oh my God,
you stub your feet, and I almost did, I think.
He had the one player for the Rams running out on the field and smacked into his own player and knocked his helmet off. We're now talking about Phil Hansen running on the field, Mark. Again, in there, the emotion of the players in the tunnel as they're about to be introduced. You're going out to the Super Bowl. Is this, I mean, it has to be different from any other game you've ever played in your life.
Well, I think the one thing that comes to mind is the August practices, the two-a-days you go through, all those things. You say to yourself, why are we going through these practices? Why are we doing this? Well, this is the reason right here. The introduction at a Super Bowl that makes all those days worthwhile.
But as much as important as it is, you have to look at the situation also. You don't want to put too much importance on it and add the pressure to yourself. So you've got to find a nice balance there.
Exactly.
I'm not sure if on the sound we can hear the boos coming across. The crowd goes wild over this one man, Boo Smith. Can he dominate the game today? Can he be the catalyst of the Bills winning a game, do you think?
He can. He obviously has the ability. I think he has to work. The other parts of their defense have to work well. Jeff Wright at nose tackle has been very effective at causing a lot of pressure up front, which allows Bruce to come free on the outside. Obviously, Cornelius Bennett on the other side, another strong force. But if Emmitt Smith can't get a running game going, and you let Cornelius and Bruce loose and let them, they know that it's a passing situation, these guys will have 4 or 5 sacks apiece.
When you played these guys earlier in the year, you actually beat the Bills. Later in the year, they look good. They look great in the playoffs, especially in the second half of the Houston Oilers game onwards. Do you think they're a different team today than they were back then when you played them earlier in the year?
I think they're quite a bit different. I think that they've had some injuries at that point in the season, and
it kind of reminds me of last year. You know, they introduced us. We got a few cheers. They introduced Buffalo, and the place went crazy. It's a reverse this year. They introduced Buffalo and kind of a few cheers here and there. It seems like the majority of people here are pulling for the so-called America's team anyway. But you know, you prepare, and I think, you know, Marv Levy is one of those guys that prepares very well. Joe Gibbs is probably the best that, well, he's the only one that I've been under, so I don't know and understand how the others prepare. Once it comes to a game like this now, they kind of take a back seat, pull up and have themselves a soda or something, and you know, all the preparation, everything they put into this game boils down to what happens out there with the players in the field.
We just saw Alvin Harper being introduced. I know that you're both relieved that it's their offense being introduced, not the defense, because who knows their defense? We were saying it's the no-name defense of the Dolphins back in the 70s. We just saw Harper coming on the field, Mark. You were talking about that one gutsy call on the first down against the 49ers.
Right after the 49ers got their crowd involved, I thought it was one of the better calls of the game, you know. Norv Turner's has changed Troy Aikman's game, has changed their offense around, and given them an opportunity, and even a situation like that where you'd figure first and second down.
The reputation of really enjoying and utilizing veteran players.
Mark, the players are now lining along the field. The national anthem's about to be sung by Garth Brooks.
Well, that's my excitement here. That's where we get the perks out of this deal, is Garth Brooks singing the national anthem.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of excitement. Now let's go down to the field for the national anthem sung by Garth Brooks.
To honor America, please join Grammy Award winner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
Well, those Jets flew about 100 yards from our heads. The scene is exciting. This is really building up to be something special. It's going to be a great game, so don't go away. When he was with the 49ers, but you played against him when he was with the Bills,
With
didn't
the
you?
Bills, yeah, I was with the Patriots way back when. So, but we're not that old.
Pretty good player, wasn't he, back then?
Exceptional. I mean, you know, the running back has changed quite a bit since then. You know, then he was obviously a great speed guy. I don't think he was a moves guy, like a little bit more fluid in his moves. These guys are a little jukey.
What he's come out on the field to do is the coin toss. Obviously, he wants the Bills to win this. Let's listen to this and see what happens.
OJ, will you toss a coin, please? Heads is the call. It is heads. Buffalo, you have won the toss. You will receive. Reverse your gold, please.
Well, Bob, the Buffalo Bills have won the toss. Let's now talk about what they have to do. What's the keys to the game for the Buffalo Bills?
Well, I think one of the keys will be, and that they will be most effective if they can get that no-huddle working, keep the Dallas defense from utilizing the multiple personnel that they like to, wear them down a little bit. I think that'll give them a whole tremendous amount of momentum, and I think it'll give them a tremendous edge early on. I think using Thurman out of the backfield in short passes, whether it be screen passes or little dumps over the middle, I think is one of the things that will be very effective. It'll keep that, along with Thurman in the running sense, will keep the defensive line just a little bit at bay for Dallas.
Tell me something quickly. Mark, have you picked up anything from the eyes of the players? Anything that's saying to you one team's more confident? Make it quickly.
No, you really couldn't. They were a little joking on there at the coin toss, you know, when the heads came up, and they thought there was a conspiracy with OJ flipping the coin and being it come the heads and Buffalo getting the coin toss there. But you really can't really tell from any of the players. I know there's a lot of excitement down there, and who knows what is going through their mind at this point in time.
Let's get play ball, okay? Let's play ball.
What do you do?
I've never seen anything like this. Is this wild?
To the Michael Jackson halftime, about 6 minutes.
Oh, what an excellent first quarter. I don't think we could have asked for any more. Mark,
He's number 94 there. He's the one that's got to respond accordingly.
let's hope it's going to be as good a second quarter as it was first. Excellent quarter. Now let's go back to the field on the Rose Bowl. The score right now is 14-7, the Dallas Cowboys.
Thurman Thomas has scored.
I've never seen anything like this. Is this wild? Let's get